friends, I'm so glad. You see how many people are on the other side, and there's no one here. Hallelujah. This is what I would really like to show you, because this is the only archaeological bit, or historical bit, if you wish, that I can show you in this area. Why? Because have you noticed we're underground now? All right, it's a natural cave. It's a natural cave that you see that would serve as the basement of the complex of houses. For those who just came now, I just repeat myself that we are at the basement of the complex of houses that were upstairs where the church has been built now. Right, so that's what we can say. We are as close as we can get to where Jesus was born. Right, as close as we can get to where Jesus was born. It is hard to pinpoint specifically for me, because remember we mentioned there is no archaeological evidence, there is no archaeological digs that were carried on here. What would the basement of the houses have? What would they have? What would you keep in the basement? Certainly food. You will keep the food here because it's as close as you can get for the refrigerator. Notice no refrigerator, but also no ice in those days. See, in our climate, no ice. So as much as you can refrigerate, you will keep this stuff here. But also when it's windy and it can be cold, it can also snow a little bit. Bethlehem is a little bit higher than Jerusalem. Remember we were the Marbles. Yes, the Marbles is about 800 feet above the sea level. 800 meters, 2,400 feet above the sea level. אתה רוצה שם ואני פה אסתיים עוד איזה 5 דקות ויצא, איך שאתה רוצה. אין שם אף אחד בפנים.
יש מקום, אני מתקדם.
אוקיי.
זה chamber empty. Okay, let's go inside. In the large room to the right.
So it can snow, it can rain here, and it's like storms. You know, it's stormy. It's a bit stormy here. So in this case, to the basement, you will take maybe little lambs that are being born, or animals that are a bit weak, maybe, and things like that. So you'll keep them. And most likely, this is where you will give some privacy. If you have a relative who came to Judea, remember what's the occasion of Mary and Joseph coming to Bethlehem? What's the case? Census. Right, Roman census, so you must, right? And Mary happened to be pregnant at this time and about to give birth. So sometimes it's translated, remember that there was no room in the inn, but that would not be a correct translation, a dining room or guest room. And you do want to give privacy to a woman who's given birth. So for that reason, she will be given some areas. You know, they will clean it a bit and put some hay here and there, a little bit. But if you have in your mind that the church bells and lots of snow and Christmas carols around it, that would not be the case. That would not be the case. Most likely no snow, but stormy weather can be rainy, stormy weather. And to give some privacy to a young woman who's given birth, that's you will try to arrange here. So again, this is as close as we can get to where Jesus was born. And I would like to stress one thing, one word: humbleness. It's humble. It's very simple. It's inexpensive. It's regular people, regular folks. That's how they live. Again, unfortunately, if I had a power, I wouldn't build a church over it. I would build something like, preserve a house or something. But it's not in my power, so I can't do that. And this big line of people, the big line of people are standing on the other side of the cave. There is other side, which is marked by the Greek church today. That's where they believe. Jesus was born. But it's all covered with the icons and pictures and all that kind of stuff. You don't see anything there. This is much more authentic. This is much nicer. And that's why I'm glad that we had a chance to come here and experience a little bit of ancient Bethlehem, at least a little tiny bit, at least as much as we can. And you cannot imagine how blessed we are to have this little spot, because you notice immediately all the people started to come in, etc. Because of various traditions. We'll talk about them later as soon as we get out of here. I'll tell you more about what the traditions are and whatnot. But right now, to give you a little bit of a feeling of the underground basements of the houses that were above. Houses you had a chance to see in Nazareth Village. Remember Nazareth Village? You had a chance to see a few houses. Very simple, very humble. And now you can see a complex of underground caves because there were more than one house. There was more than one house. It was a conglomerate of houses that belonged to the extended families. And they would share underground space. Okay, friends, we are going back the same way we came, outside the